Now everybody's in the board.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just have to change a little bit. But first, thank you very much for coming to this scrum today. Since Liz is off, she has delegated me to report some of the updates basically.
Okay.
But we will start from. Let me change something a little bit. Actually, okay, we will start from the first campaign, which is Airbnb campaign, and starting from me basically. If we can see at the result update, please do not mind the image. I will re-upload the image because there is some change in. But look at the description. In general, there is a high increase in all the funnels except for the no. In general, there's a decrease actually in the funnel from the middle to the bottom part because the top funnel is actually going really up, really high due to the season right now. First, regarding the review and the checkouts, because a lot of people are actually in house, we are not able to see it yet because there is a lag time. But for the middle funnel, sir, one interesting fact is that in Jogja account, we have a lot of inquiries, but our property is actually occupied, so we cannot convert it.
Occupied by other guests or occupied by
Yes,
our own
yes,
guests?
occupied by other guests.
I see.
So that's why the inquiry is not converted, but it cannot be optimized anymore unless we have more supply. But we do not have a system for temporary partnership in Jogja yet.
Okay. Good to
So
know. Thank you.
that's one miss chance. But so it's technically in numbers it's going down, but the reason is somewhat positive in a sense.
Okay. Got it.
Yep. But in general, the magnitude of the inquiry conversion increases compared to Monday. But yeah, so that's the update for the first funnel, uh, and we are seeing a lot of inquiries conversion on Airbnb itself. Are there any questions regarding the first campaign?
Yeah. Okay. Tell me more about this unconverted stuff in Jogja. Is it our partners are finding their own guests or is it something else?
No, actually, we have filled the occupancy in Jogja.
Okay. All right.
That's why.
This goes over. Okay. Perfect timing. Rizal, Wayana. So, where's HR? Oh, HR is not here anymore. We're gonna hire probably another canvasser in Jogja. What do you guys think about that?
Good idea.
Okay, don't forget that means more load on you guys now, right? Because the leads now will increase, right? And then the conversions then are going to be more robust. I would suggest putting some of the new interns probably in parallel positions
Yeah.
to be able to handle the increased load. Whenever you put more load at the top of funnel, it creates more load at the bottom of funnel too as well. So
Yeah.
definitely think about that. But this is what I'm thinking, Vidi. I'm not thinking about today, but I'm thinking about Christmas and New Year's. If we start acquiring supply now, then we probably will have enough to break through on
Yep.
Christmas and New Year's. And the good thing is Jogja still has domestic travel year round anyway.
Yeah.
So
Right.
that probably is going to be good to have. Okay,
Yep.
so let me do this then. Rizal, do you want to send? I know we just changed it, right? But do you want to send a request for a canvasser to HR in Jogja, please? Yeah, so that they can start looking and doing the same thing, and they just have to be as good as Bill, and then we can have. Okay, all right,
Okay.
cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's the update. But in general, it's not really reflected in number, but from the processes itself, it's better than Monday.
Okay.
Yep, for campaign one. Anybody, any of the campaign managers would like to add something to campaign one? If none, then we will move to the second campaign by Lilis from Booking.com Opportunities. Lilis has updated the activity and she instructed me to just read the updates based on her activity. First, on the awareness funnel, there are no additional activity because, as discussed last week, we see a lot of activities, but it's not converted yet. And I believe she has communicated with the home manager too. But we are also planning to add more uh, travel local listing because just to share the OTA service area
Nice.
for Tamanputu, Budunpuri, and also Asri Village. This will be done by Kak Rizal next Monday on November 2nd. And just another info for Traveloka, we actually have two bookings, so another additional one booking in Traveloka. There's an increase in shown for the instant book, but also this is affected by seasonality, which is long weekend. And also the list have added in the funnel a new section in VP funnel, which is the revenue funnel. But for the review side, there's a decrease in consecutively for a number of weeks and there's no additional review. But she has instructed Cassandra to re-outreach the guest with a poster included in the message. Need we need, there's a question by Lilis. She needs input from the forum. Should we ask them through WhatsApp or Booking.com message feature? And maybe this is a question thrown to the floor. But first, maybe if there are no one who raised their hand, I would like to ask to Cynthia first. Oh, yes, sir.
I think if you're going to, well, actually, let's go to Shantia first. Yeah.
Yes, I would like to ask from Cynthia first as the funnel manager. What do you think about this plan? Which option would you choose?
Yes, thank you so much for the time, PD. Actually, I have already did the outreach, and then, sorry, can you guys hear me well?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So actually, for the outreach, we have several problem here, especially from the booking.com. So there are several guests that actually not put their number again. So booking.com, I think they have new policies, if you are calling by Gojek, now it won't come by their own number, but from the Gojek contact number. So that's the things that actually Booking.com right now doing. So we are pretty hard to reach the guest by WhatsApp right now. And then we used to send it through Booking.com. And then the problem is whether the guest open the booking.com or not, like after we approach like that. So that is like actually being the things that should be considered as well. But yeah,
I see. So there's a difficulty in obtaining the guest contact right now, right?
we still trying to send the goodbye message to that.
Yes.
Yes.
So there is a difficulty in finding the contacts compared to previously because of this new system. So in response to this new system, are there any plans set in motion already? Either, for example, just one example is that during the reservation or the when guests stay in our property, we could probably ask help from the offline staff to ask for their contacts, for example.
Okay, maybe Andre will help me on this.
Yep, Andre.
Basically, me and Lilis has already talked about the system, which is we want to engage the all booking.com guests by WhatsApp because we want to first remember we want to reduce the cancellation and have a good engagement. And I think for the current guests, always told them to move to the conversation into WhatsApp PD.
Okay, so for now, the conversation is in WhatsApp. But what I meant is the process in obtaining the contact because there's a system change in Booking.com, right? So, are there any plans for that one yet? Yep. Maybe
For me, I haven't had any plan instead of like directly sending the goodbye message right after the guest check out from the booking.com.
Okay, so let's say this is your first plan. Be sure to iterate it quickly as soon as we notice that people are not answering in booking.com. For example, you can ask for the contact from the offline staff, perhaps. But for more information, you can probably do a sub discussion with the campaign manager. And to you, sir.
Wait, let me understand correctly.
Okay.
The change in Booking.com is we can't get the phone number anymore from the guest. Is that it?
Yes, because it's redirected through Gojek, for example.
Yeah.
It's redirected through Gojek?
Several. Uh, Gojek use the same system, sir. Like that.
Redirected from booking.com, for example.
Oh, I see. So it privatizes their number,
Yes.
like emails. Oh wow, fuck, wow, that sucks. Okay. Um, well,
Yeah, but I found one this today. The guest still attached the number, but the other is not anymore.
I see. Okay. Question: can you get images sent across on Booking.com?
Yes, we can send image.
Okay, then
Image, right?
yeah, then
Yes,
I
yes.
would do the same, right? Yeah. Why go through WhatsApp anymore?
Yep,
If you're sending a poster, you just send
yep.
images through the Booking.com messenger. Yeah, it should be okay. Okay.
Yes, so it's what Cynthia mentioned, sir. So currently they're trying to reach out to the guests through Booking.com, but we're still not sure whether the responsiveness of the guests through the Booking.com conversation page is still as high as WhatsApp.
Oh
But
right,
again,
we wouldn't expect to do that, right? Oh
yes,
yeah.
correct. Because it's a system change. Therefore, what I suggested, maybe Andre could help me to become secretary because this time we have a note for Casinthia to pivot quickly when we notice that a lot of guests are not responding through Booking.com.
Got it.
By probably, like what Nadine mentioned, we offer them our contacts first, or maybe we get their contacts from the offline stuff. But
Okay,
Andre could help me.
that's a good pivot.
Yes. Moen?
I think on Booking.com, we can have send automated message and then put our WhatsApp number if any urgent guest can contact this number.
Yes, yes. Exactly the same like what Nadi mentioned. And I think also it's a good idea to offer them our number first, basically. But yeah, for now, Casintia understood, yeah?
Okay.
Yep, to Nadine, maybe? Just like one last statement.
Yes, Vidi. I think the best way is actually the approachment should be on the first time the booking is confirmed. So we need to approach it like quickly for like just offer them if you want to have like check-in information or something like related to the check-in. Please contact us in WhatsApp. So that way we'll direct them to our WhatsApp. I think
Okay,
instead of
thank you very
looking for
much.
their contact.
Yep, thank you very much, Nadine. Yes, final from Casintia.
Yes, I found several of reservation right now. We are doing that, so we send the welcome message, and then there is already our contact. So basically, the guest also come back to us.
Okay, thank you very much, Casintia. So, Andre, thank you very much for documenting it. We'll see the results on the next Scrum. So next, we would like to move to the third campaign, which is, I believe, it Pro listing, BI2. Lilis have also put down some notes for the funnel update. In the conversion funnel, some deals are still in process, waiting for payment. And for second, inquiry analysis needs to be done. Will be provided by the next Scrum on Monday. So hopefully we can get some insights from that. And then for the third point, we haven't reached 5% B2C conversion, but the number of deal produced keep increasing. So um, this is a good sign according to the list. Um, yeah, it could be a good sign for magnitude itself. And also considering that this is also the third priority, the magnitude contributed by this campaign still contribute to the overall funnels basically or the company mission. But we would like to see maybe if there could be a method to make the inquiry conversion constant. But maybe this is also due to the occupancy problem too, perhaps. And then the next point on the review part, I reported the wrong data lately. We actually do not get a review from guests hosted during the campaign period. So so Lilis will revise the data to have a clear understanding and the right action. Um, Cynthia will help is asked to help with the to execute with the outreach and report the screenshot on the dedicated paper. So that's a note for Cynthia. But for this point, actually, I believe this is not a misreporting, but last month we decided that it should still be reported just to see the activity going from the previous guest prior to this campaign start, the period where this campaign is started. So maybe just to correct that one, it's not a misreporting, but maybe mislabeling. Maybe we forget that it's actually from the previous guest. But we still require this campaign to report the activity because to create a loop cycle, cyclic feedback cycle, basically. Maybe from anybody wants to comment on this one, actually. Okay, we have some candidates maybe starting from,
Um,
yes, Cynthia.
okay, thank you, Phoebe. So actually, I have a picture here. For especially for the outreach. So I have outreach several guests. Have maybe like advice or suggestion from you guys. What should we do? What should we stick on the message for the loyalty, or maybe from their hosting, or I'm not sure about their motivation, the guest motivation to maybe do as well. So far, the things that I'm planning to do is about the campaign, the social media campaign that I have mentioned last week, but still during the preparation and then the outreach request that has stayed from the top listing. I do really need the help from the host as well, for the host for the from the guest to help me to reach out and ask them like to leave the review that from.
Okay, thank you very much for the explanation, Cynthia. Maybe we could not settle this on this particular campaign Scrum, but we could discuss it or maybe invite BI or maybe Mr. Jing in the HR workshop. I think it might be the more appropriate time to discuss regarding the decision. Or maybe you can just post the template that you have prepared here. But thank you for explaining the process, and we understand that there might be some complications in the process, and considering that this particular campaign is in priority three, there could be some bottlenecks on that one. But please do try to improve the optimization during the um, HR workshop. Maybe we can try to shift the like propose it as a question to discuss. Yep. Thank you very much, Cynthia. To Nadine just now. Nadine raised her hand.
Okay, thank you, Vidi. Actually, quick question for the funnel manager of the advertisement ya, Kak Gani. Are you always update to the availability of the what is that, the temporary partner? Because I think we should delete the advertisement if the temporary partner is what is that, temporary supply is already occupied. So we don't like receive so many inquiries about something that already not able to be comfort anymore.
Yep,
I
maybe to
see.
I mean,
Okay. Okay. Well, noted, Nadine. So, I'd like to know which temporary partner that already occupied. So I got the info, and then I will mark as sold on Facebook as well. Yeah.
Okay, then I will coordinate to give you the report ya, Kak Gani.
Yeah. Perfect. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Yes, Mr. Cheng.
Okay, and then we need also, Nadine, a reverse signal when it's open again so that we can reactivate, right? So, how do we make sure we don't forget? Because once you close it, then how do we remember to turn it back on?
Actually, sir, the one that's already full occupied is Bali New Gading and Prime, but we don't have like what is it, channel manager to see like
We do not.
the availability really easy.
Right.
But so far, Pak Avan, the owner, the manager is really cooperative, and I can ask for the update frequently.
Okay, got it. Okay, let me go over to Vidi. Vidi, this is going to be a scaling issue pretty soon as we get more temporary partnerships because we'll have to on off this every day, right? Um, the only way that we can do it is if we use the channel manager and then link the channel manager to our website or to the whatever we're posting out there. Um, that might be the next product solution if we're okay.
Yes,
Yeah, I
understood.
think we need to do that. Otherwise, we turn it off and then we can't sell it again.
Yes, there will be scaling issue on that part. Yeah, but first, maybe as a initial pivot, we can try to use what Kagani mentioned, which is
Yes.
by reporting to Kagani first, maybe on the card itself, the card
Okay.
of the property itself. Just update it there.
Got it.
But I would like to remind maybe from the previous meeting regarding the availability of our properties on Facebook prop listing. Actually, if I believe correctly, we decided to just keep it open
Think so.
because when we keep it open and there are inquiries, we could still try to detect what the market demand,
Yeah,
and therefore the uh, market builder can actually find properties which are similar to that one.
that's
Of
correct.
course, I understand that the numbers itself will show a decrease in conversion. The signals, but there are some signals that can be received and information from that one.
Okay.
Maybe just to the floor again to restate or redecide. Maybe uh, are there anyone who um, like hands up or give a thumbs up if you think that it should be marked as closed after hearing the explanation why it is kept open. Anyone second the idea to make the property label the property as closed?
Oh,
Yes.
wait. Are we voting for what we think we're voting for? So we're
Oh,
posting the probe listing.
yes. For those in favor were to close the availability of the post in the post itself.
Yeah, probably would be. Wait, hold on a second. Probe listings are not actual listings we have, right? They are theoretical listings, no?
Yes, that's the initial intention, but
Okay.
there is a shift of mindset along the way.
Okay. What? Okay. So what are probe listings now?
A probe listing are to display and showcase our properties in the Facebook market,
That are from the temporary deals that we get from
and
market.
also from our properties.
Okay, so these
Well,
are not probe listings. These are actually real.
yes,
Okay, we should probably change the
yeah,
title. This whole time I thought it was still a probe listing. Okay, they're real
yes.
listings. Okay, understood. Understood. If they're real listings, then okay, all right, yeah. Oh, yeah, I agree. I agree. Let's close it. Yeah,
Okay, if that's the intention of this probe listing, I think it will benefit the funnel managers to give the right signals to close the listings. Then. So in favor to close the listings upon occupancy, maybe give a
sure.
thumbs up.
Wait,
Okay.
wait a second.
Yes.
I'd like to open the discussion. How many times do we get, Nadine, a inquiry that we can redirect to another similar property? Do we have enough fungible products that, let's say somebody inquires on this one, are we able to find a satisfactory equivalent property? Nadine's muted.
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay,
Um, right now, yes. We have like so many temporary, not really so many. I mean, several supplies on Canggu in Canggu, which is really kind of like similar each other.
okay,
So yeah, it actually make us easier to do
okay.
cross selling like that.
In that case, let me go back to Wayana and let me go to Rizal. Wayana and Rizal on this one. So what Vidi said then is actually pretty interesting. If there is essentially a probe listing, well, let's just say it's a real post now. Let's. I think we should change the title, right? It's actually Facebook listings. So if there is a listing that's getting inquiries, that means it probably has a good ranking, or there is something active about that. Then that should be the awareness funnel for the actual listing that we use to sell. Does that make sense? So that becomes then awareness, and the actual listing we want to sell then becomes the conversion. So if we turn that off, then we are reducing our awareness then into this funnel, right? Now
Yes.
the expectation is this. The only other compromise is the number of complaints that people are upset that they didn't get what they asked for, right? Facebook, as I understand, is a bit more forgiving, and it's also a bit more noisy channel than say something like Airbnb. I think people kind of expect that you're probably not going to get exactly what you want, and
Yep.
so that part is more forgiving. If it is more forgiving as a channel, and we do not receive any complaints about it, and there's no downward brand movement, then it perhaps is a good idea not to close a listing that's receiving inquiries and use it as part of the awareness funnel to the next listing that is whatever.
Still
Does that
Yes.
might
make
have a
sense?
Um,
couple of links.
That makes sense actually. As awareness for as I explained before, we have decided before to not post the occupancy of the listing due to this reason.
Okay.
But maybe because the real campaign manager herself is not present in the moment,
Uh,
could I request Nadine and also Kagani to meet up with the campaign manager to discuss about this idea? Also mentioning that probe listing has shifted in like meaning basically up to this level. But of course, we can understand why the concern because the numbers are showing that it's going down. But in actuality, like the Jogja properties, we do not have actually a substitute property, or we could not get a property quick enough, of course, because canvassing will also take time. But thank you very much. Yes,
if,
Sujay.
if I'm not mistaken, the numbers shouldn't go down because the inquiries are still are still if you
Yes, but
convert,
the conversion reduces because we cannot convert them.
but we can by redirecting it, right?
Yes, but that's the problem. First, regarding the supply itself for Jogja property, we do not have currently any properties which are similar. And from the market building point of view, it's
Okay,
very difficult to reach the guest in time.
okay, got it. Here's
Reach the partner, new partner in time. Yeah.
understood. Here's what I would suggest then. Keep a listing only active, let's say, for 3 tries, right? If you're unable to redirect to another product, then it's probably better just to close it and up the overall conversion rates, right? But if you are able to close a similar property based on a listing that, let's say, is occupied, then that helps your overall conversion numbers anyway, right? So there's no reason to
Right.
close it. Yeah. Okay.
Yep, that makes sense. But please, thank you, Andre, for
Yes.
documenting, and thank you, messaging, for the suggestion. Please put that as a suggestion. But for the decision itself, please discuss with Lilis for Kagani and Adib. Thank you very much for the input. Next, we will move to agent sales, which is now championed by Lilis. The summary here by Lilis is that so far there are no activity in this card because the transition from Joseph to Lilis. This is not delegated to Fioraya because she will focus on the website campaign MVP. She analyzed the 3 agents active from this campaign. Therefore, the next action is to do agent maintenance. The plan is to make the agent group. Oh yeah, she mentioned that she is trying to make an agent group so to collect all these agents in one group and so that we are able to make a leaner process in delivering the message of open properties to be occupied, and also add more competitiveness for agent to sell supply is low priority, but looking for an upcoming intern that can handle this campaign. And I believe it's already discussed in the leadership, but I will deliver the message to Lilis. And 53 inquiries are not documented on Trello. So this documentation issue. So once we calculate the inquiries, will be Trello count plus 53. So that's an issue of documentation. There is a data overlapping with probe listing. Lilis decided to remove the data from agent campaigns and calculate it as probe. Some data might be downgraded because of this. No problem. We need a clear data understanding, and this is the result of the discussion on Monday, where we mentioned that the source and the converted deal should always be attached to the source of the awareness. Note as a question, where is actually the review written? This is for Joseph, and from Joseph, he will send the review via Slack. So for this campaign, any comments from the H funnel campaign funnel managers? If there are none, maybe we can move to the next. Yes, sir.
A quick one. Where are the contacts of the agents? Is this in WhatsApp? Is this email or
Yes, I believe it's in WhatsApp.
WhatsApp? Okay, got it.
Yeah, and therefore the group is in WhatsApp.
Got it.
Yes, next we move to BI8, which is Instagram campaign, to Kalgani as the campaign manager. Would you like to present your
Okay.
updates?
Okay, Vidi, thank you very much. So I like to give update from the Instagram campaign. So the first is I have pulled out the result of the ads because I think that's part of the awareness on the website campaign. So I think the data is look more clear now. And the second is more activities on upper funnel and following with increasing the number of inquiries as well. And the next is we got one more reservation for Yogyakarta. So the total on this November October is we got 2 confirmed booking on Bali and 2 confirmed booking on Jogja. But 6 inquiries still ongoing. two is for long term in Alchemist and Amazon. So Andre is still working on that. And the Instagram activity is getting higher because our PR program works well in following with Instagram ads and the interaction activity as well. And the next is uh, Grace is trying to find wider audience by mentioning another community like restaurant, wellness trade, or any other business related to hospitality as well. And the next is on the loyalty. So two of our guests were making vlogs about our properties, and they make story and taking us. So I think this vlog can be our social proof. And for the next week plan, after this long weekend, we will start a remote working or work from hotel campaign to attract digital nomad in Jakarta or other cities to come to our properties. And the last is, I think is this one is better than previous week. This campaign is already got 10 million rupiah booking values in a month. Big thanks to Grace, Andre, Tara, and Sinta as well. All of the team that makes this happen. I think, in my opinion, this is very fast, positive progress compared than previous months. So back to PD.
Yes, thank you very much, Kagani, for the update. And I believe also that the campaign team have been working hard for this one, for the progress. And thank you very much for the campaign team. Maybe any
Yes.
additional updates from the funnel managers of this campaign? Yep. If there are none, I would like to comment on the strategy, the next strategy.
Okay. Okay.
That's really good, Kagani. I think this strategy it would boost the inquiry rate, or maybe
Yes.
entice people to actually stay during
Yeah.
their staycation. And
Yes.
don't forget to report the results of this strategy or this plan,
Okay.
so that we can kind
Okay.
of like pivot quickly. But overall, thank you very
Noted.
much.
Noted, PD. Thank
Yep,
you.
we have covered all the active campaigns for today. Anybody would like to add something else for this campaign spot? Right. If none, I would like to thank everyone on behalf of the business intelligence team, as well as personally to every each of the campaign managers and also their delegatee for this month. We have achieved revenue greater than 33,000, and congratulations to everybody in the group. Um, I wish that we can keep up the